Snapchat and Rumblers, shake your tits and swing your dicks. It's another fucking Friday, and a soggy one at that. But don't despair, because the Friday wrap-up is here, and it's here to lift your spirits. So rejoice, my friends. The doctor's in. Tell me where it hurts. All right, before we get today's show kicked off, I want to tip my hat to today's libation. You know, yesterday was Cinco de Mayo, which is Mexican Independence Day. And to celebrate, the Biden administration let 5 times more illegals over the border. Now, in addition to that, on Cinco de Mayo, everybody goes tequila crazy. Okay? Everybody goes out and has margaritas and tacos and all kinds of shit. Well, you know, you've seen me do margaritas on the show. You've seen me do palomas on the show. You've seen me even show you canned cocktails with tequila in them. But there's one tequila cocktail I haven't shown you yet. And it's actually one of my favorite ones. It's an old cocktail. It's an old throwback. It's a great brunch drink. A Tequila Sunrise. Look at how pretty that looks. Okay? Very simple to make. I use 2 shots of good tequila. I recommend Casamigos or whatever you like. You pour that over some ice. You fill the glass up with some orange juice. You give it a stir. Then, to make this little sunrise effect, you take a bar spoon and you hold it against the edge of the glass and you float some tequila around the grenadine around the outside edge, and that's how you get. Don't stir it, and that's how you get that nice little tequila look. I mean, sunrise look. I'm all fucking tongue-tied today. Oh wow, that's good. You drink enough of those, you'll wake up to a sunrise. All right, so got a nice big week. Well, I got some good news. I'm on the road again next week. So next week's Friday wrap-up episode will be shot on location wherever the fuck I am. And that'll be a surprise for next week. So who knows where I'm going to end up? No one knows. Has anyone been following this Johnny Depp Amber Heard fucking train wreck? Okay, I wasn't going to mention it, but I'm going to tell you something. This is just, it's got my attention lately. I sometimes these fucking dumb things just suck me right in. Now, in case you are unfamiliar, you live under a rock, your fucking brain don't work, Johnny Depp is suing his ex-wife Amber Heard for defamation because in some op-ed that she wrote in, I think, some London tabloid, she alluded to the fact that she was an abused wife, like Johnny Depp abused the shit out of her. And apparently that, you know, cancel culture being what it is, he lost the Pirates of the Caribbean gig, he lost that Harry Potter gig that he had, so cost him some dough. Now he's saying that it's untrue. So he's suing her for defamation. Now, everybody was, automatically had Johnny Depp as guilty. And I didn't necessarily buy it because he's been with women long term and they've never had a fucking issue. So all of a sudden this crazy bitch is getting her ass kicked. And she does look a little off. I've never met anyone named Amber that was fucking mentally regular. That's just my own opinion. Anyhow. So the trial unfolds. Now, I mean, granted, you really can't, you stick an actor up on a fucking stage, you gotta take their testimony with a grain of salt. Now, Johnny Depp did admit to being a fucking severe drug addict, and now I understand why he fell off the wagon with this Amber Heard, because she's a fucking nightmare. Apparently, she's been abusing him, okay? She threw a bottle at him, he lost his finger, she's admitted to punching him, hitting him, he's had visible bruises and contusions on his face. Her, none. And one of the fucking cross-references or cross-examinations, apparently Amber Heard took a shit on Johnny Depp's bed. He wanted to go into his apartment to get his things, and his bodyguard stopped him and said, "Dude, don't go in there." He goes, "Why? She's at Coachella. I just want to go in and get my shit." He goes, "Well, that's exactly what you're gonna find. She took a large fucking shit on the bed. Like, this bitch pinched off a loaf, apparently, that was about the size of my fucking arm." I mean, who does that? Even if you thought she was hot, like, all the hotness goes out the window. Once a girl takes a shit on your bed, it's fucking over, Johnny. That's it. Okay? No pun intended, but maybe. I mean, holy fuck. Like I said, no wonder why this guy went crazy, started drinking and doing drugs until he passes the fuck out. I would too. Well, this is why I'm glad I'm not married. Now I got some bad news. Bad news. Apparently, the Bordy Barn out in the Hamptons has officially been sold. Now, the Bordy Barn closed last year during COVID. We weren't sure if it was permanent or temporary. But the Bordy Barn is like the last fucking holdout from like the heyday of West Hampton Beach. And believe me, I used to work down there as a kid. I used to spend a lot of time down there. I think I lost a few brain cells and part of my liver. But Summers is gone, Neptune's is gone. Those were two of my favorite spots. And the Bordy Barn was just a shit show. But it was always a good time. You never wore anything there that you didn't want to lose. Or you know what I'm saying? I walked in there with cut off. You wore like dirty old jeans, boots, and a wife beater because it was just a fucking disaster, but it was a lot of fun. Crazy drunk Long Island broads all over the place. It was cool. But anyway, it closed last year because of COVID. We figured temporarily. One of the owners, Tony Galgano, he was one of the partners there. Him and another guy. I forgot the other guy's name. But Tony was like a permanent fixture. Well, Tony died last year of cancer. So writing was kind of on the wall, but, you always want to fucking hope. You know what I mean? Tony was a funny guy. I remember Tony would sit outside the bar, closing time, on a bench. And he would pay for people's cab fare if they didn't have a ride home. If you were just fucking wayward and you didn't have, he would, even if you lived on the other side of the fucking island, he didn't care. Yeah, he was that kind of a guy. Because if you think about it, it's good customer service, right? And that's why the Bordy Barn had the fucking loyal following that it did. So, they put it up for sale after Tony died. It was officially sold this week. And the new owners, from what I understand, do not plan on turning it into a bar. Hate to say this, but all the fun has officially been sucked out of West Hampton Beach. That's it. It's over. It's going to be all fucking frou-frou and fancy. They don't want, drunken fucking Long Island party goers of all ages and sizes and shapes, running amok, I guess, in West Hampton Beach. They're trying to make it respectable. Fuck them. Well, holy bench full of shit, kids. It's going to be another rowdy episode. So, on another Biden blunder. Get this. This feeble, full of shit pretend president, to distract from his low polling numbers, because he basically fucked the whole country up, is now attacking MAGA. Okay? And calling anyone who's a MAGA supporter a fucking extremist. Okay? Listen. This guy's just a fucking train wreck. Okay? So, the guy who's going to, unite the country is calling anyone who's a MAGA supporter a fucking extremist. Let me tell you who MAGA people are. MAGA people are taxpayers. Blue-collar people. Okay? People who go out and bust their fucking ass for a living and are proud of it and pay their taxes, pay their bills. They believe in borders. They believe in having police to fight crime. They believe in working and taking care of their family and children. Okay? And not letting these psychopaths indoctrinate them with their fucking nonsense, their woke bullshit. Okay? The reason MAGA even exists is because the government, with all of their corrupt, inept politicians, failed us. All right? And they continue to fail us every fucking day of the week. Just turn on the news if you don't believe me. That's not misinformation, you YouTube fuckers. Okay? So, we the people are the MAGA people. You know what I mean? The people who, like I said, who built this country, who vote, who fucking work. Okay? And it's about fucking time we took it back. All right? So if wanting a better country and freedom to carry my gun and say whatever the fuck I want to say makes me a fucking extremist, and wanting cheap gas, if that makes me a fucking extremist, if wanting a good economy and low taxes and no inflation makes me a fucking extremist, then come and get me, you liberal fucks. But you better bring an army, and not an army full of fucking snowflakes, because I might die laughing. All right, kids, get your tickets out. We're about to hop onto that maniacal magical express into mayhem and fuckery. The crazy train's about to leave the station. All aboard! Woo, woo! First stop, Staten Island. Well, now here's a stop we have yet to make on the crazy train so far, at least to the best of my knowledge. So apparently, the dependence of public transportation in Staten Island are complaining that an ad for deodorant that they're seeing in these bus station shelters is disturbing them. The deodorant is, and they called for its removal of these advertisements. The deodorant is called Ollie. It's vagina deodorant. Not kidding. The ad says, take a look. The ad says your vagina called. It wants this. Then it says it'll make your hoo-ha happy. So, I mean, I don't know who was complaining about this fucking head being offensive. I mean, I personally find, an off-smelling vagina offensive, but I'll digress. My guess is the person who complained about this was a guy that has a small dick. I mean, because... he's not making anyone's hoo-ha happy with his little teeny peeny, you know what I mean? And I don't see a problem with this ad myself. I mean, if I saw this ad, I'm like, that's nice, I mean, it's good to know. Who knew that there was fucking vagina deodorant? Who wouldn't want a nice, fresh-smelling futz? I mean, you don't want to stick your nose in something that, that smells a little... Listen, not that it's not clean, but, you're going about your day, it's marinating in there. I mean, I always put a little, something under the boys, you know what I mean? Just to keep it fresh smelling, dry, nice, so it's not marinating. And then who the hell knows? Maybe sometimes you're at a bar, you're out, the mood strikes you. You go, oh my God, my vagina must smell. Now, if you have a good kind of deodorant, you feel confident knowing that your vagina is powder fresh all day long. Anyway, next stop, Alabama. Well, another frumpy female guard fell in love with an inmate and helped him escape because he said that he loved her and promised to lift her fupa and play with her hoo-ha. It's the fucking tequila, man. Well, this is a breaking story. The guard's name is Vicky White. She's a 56-year-old corrections officer with the Alabama County Sheriff's Department. And she met an inmate named Casey White. Wait for it, okay? Who apparently tickled her fancy. So lifted her sweaty fupa. Maybe he liked it because she wore a little that Ollie deodorant. Who knows? Well, anyway, Casey is apparently in his late 40s and doing 75 to life for murder. So he's got nothing to lose by trying to escape, right? He's got a criminal past of violent domestic abuse. So naturally, he was a good pick for her. He murdered people. He beats up every fucking girl he's with. Yeah, this was a good life decision, Vicky. Okay? Take a look at this dude. What the fuck is wrong with these women? Can I know? I mean, I'm surprised she picked a white guy, to be fucking honest. When I first heard the story, I just expected the guy to be black. Not that everybody in prison is black, but usually these frumpy old white broads go for the for the brothers, you know what I'm saying? But I think I figured this out why she picked this guy. So, I know what you're probably thinking. Both of their last names are White. Are they married? Are they related? No. They're not. They apparently have no relation, supposedly. They just have the same last name, I mean, it's just a coincidence. I mean, listen, sometimes they just name white people white. They name black people, sometimes you come across... I knew a girl whose last name was Brown. She's black. It's just, that's what happens. They just name... But, listen... This is Alabama, after all, so, there is a good possibility that these two are fucking, kissing cousins. Even Joe Pesci said it, Goodfellas. My cousin Vinny. They're all cousins down here. And that was supposedly in Alabama, so... Anyway, the sheriff's department said that they were talking for 2 years, but that he doesn't suspect that a relationship was physical. All right. Well, she apparently would sneak him in extra food. And I guess, according to the sheriff, that's all it was. Yeah, I'm sure. He's apparently he's 6'9", she's 5'3". So He must have an enormous schlong. I mean, this is the only, and it's going to make sense now. I mean, he's probably sticking it fucking through the bars. It's probably the width of my goddamn arm, and she's just sliding back and forth on it. Okay, please, nothing physical. My ass, guy's fucking locked up, and here's a broad. I don't care. Listen, you go away for a while, right? And the only thing you're surrounded by is other guys. I don't care what this broad looks like. You're gonna go, well, fuck it, what the hell? All right, I mean, I don't blame the guy, but anyway, like I said, he must have an enormous schlong because she was supposed to retire today, Friday. It was supposed to be her last day retirement. She was retiring, and instead she said, "Fuck it," sold her house at a discount, at a loss. She took a loss on the house, sold it for cash, all right, just to cash it out, and then broke this asshole out of jail, and now they're on the lam. And the only reason that a broad would do this is if he had a big schlong that he could crack her across the fucking head with. I'm telling you. I mean, she's not winning any fucking beauty contests. Here's a guy that's hung like a fucking Clydesdale, and, gives her a little attention, and she lost her fucking mind, and that's that. I mean, case closed. So apparently they're still on the run. And like I said, she sold her house at a deep discount for the cash, bought a getaway car, so she's probably funding this entire escapade. She walked him out the fucking front door. That's how she broke him out. She showed up, said that she had to, I guess, take him to a prison doctor or something like that. Maybe it's off-site. I don't really know what the fuck they're doing in Alabama. I know in Rikers the infirmary is right there. It's not. It's a chain gang walk away. You know what I mean? But anyhow, so she walked him right out the front door. They left in a sheriff's car, and then they switched cars. I think at a nearby where they found the patrol car was like at a nearby Walmart or something. I think this fucking Walmart's got to be involved. So they switched cars and took off. Listen, I hope he at least finger popped her a couple of times while she was driving. They dumped the car, the getaway car in Central Tennessee. They found it today on the news. I guess they had another fucking getaway car that they bought and picked up or whatever the fuck. Who the hell even knows? I mean, like what's the plan here? Okay? I mean, what is this woman thinking? All right, I'm supposed to retire. Okay? I've worked my entire life for the Alabama County Sheriff's Department, put in a career, retiring at 56 years old. Okay? Has a house with no mortgage on it. Okay? Could live the rest of her life free and clear, nice and happy, falls in love with this fucking shooch with a schlong, and decides to just say, fucking throw it all out, go on the land. Where are you going? Where you go? Mexico? Because that's not going to look obvious. You'll be the only people going over the border in the opposite direction while the masses are coming back here. It'll be very easy to find you because you'll be only 2 people in Mexico. Like I said, what the fuck is wrong with these broads? Why are they all irregular? Next stop, Hollywood. Wow, I saw this one and it just tickled me. Well, Dave Chappelle, you might have heard this. Dave Chappelle was doing a show at the Hollywood Bowl in California. It's part of a stand-up special for Netflix. And while he's on stage, some fucking nutbag decides to tackle him. Now, don't worry, Dave's okay. Here's what happened. So, he makes fun of the trans community, and that apparently upsets these people. And now the person who attacked him, I'm not sure if they were a trans person. It was a guy. Okay, well, at least it looked like a guy. I'll say it that way. So I'm not sure if it was actually a guy and he was just an activist or a sympathist, or if it was maybe a female trans person turned male, which might explain something as I go on with the story, but they weren't too clear on that. But this person tackled Dave Chappelle. Dave didn't fall down, actually. Dave managed to get away, and then the guy got up and ran. Again, you're not thinking this through. What's your plan? So, of course, Dave's crew grabbed a hold of him and threw the fucking guy a beating. I mean, he came out all fucked up. His arm is broken. He's all jacked up. But the guy apparently had a gun on him. Well, it was a gun that concealed a knife. It wasn't an actual gun. It looked like a gun, but I guess it was like a switchblade, like if you pulled the trigger, like a knife popped out. So I guess his intent was to do harm to Dave Chappelle. My question is, don't they have fucking security at these things? How the hell did this guy smuggle what looked like a fucking gun that even had a knife in it? I can't even get my cigarette lighter when I go to Madison Square Garden through the fucking thing. I got stopped at Yankee Stadium once because I had a fucking, like, a pocket knife on me. Like a little, like, you know, like a little fucking, like, little shit pocket knife. Like, you know, something, you know, wherever the hell it is. I mean, like, this big, you know? Yeah. You can't carry a fucking Zippo into half of these places. This guy smuggles in a fucking gun. Now, if he was like a tranny, right? That was originally a woman, became a guy. You take the thing, you shove it up your vagina, and maybe you could smuggle it in that way. That's why I said that probably makes sense. I'm just speculating here. Anyway, this fucking guy caught a beating. Now, Chris Rock, of all fucking people, was a guest at this show, and he came out right after this happened, and he joked, he goes, was that Will Smith? See, this is all fucking Will Smith's fault, okay? Now, listen, let me explain something, okay? People... Because of what happened with Will Smith, right? He walked up on stage, slapped Chris Rock. There was no fucking repercussions. There was no legal repercussions. Okay, sure. So he lost a couple of projects, and his wife is still fucking bald. But that's not an actual legal ramification. Nothing happened to Will Smith. As a matter of fact, 20 minutes after he slapped Chris Rock, they gave him an award and a standing ovation. So these fucking retards see this shit, and they think, oh, it's okay. I don't like this. So rather than just not see the comedian or get up and walk out of the show, now these fucking lunatics want to jump on stage and mix it up. And there's no legal ramification. Here's what happened. They arrested the guy, right? Now, if I did that, they'd put me in handcuffs, throw me under the jail. This fucking liberal fucking cocksucker DA in Los Angeles, to make matters worse, they arrest the guy. He refuses to press felony charges. He says that because the guy didn't have the knife in his hand, it's not a felony. Fucking kidding me? Okay, what the fuck? So he's just hitting him with a misdemeanor for trespassing. Guys out! I mean, at this point, if you're a comedian, okay? See, it's open season on comedians now, okay? Because of fucking Will Smith. I hope someone breaks his fucking legs, okay? But because if you're a comedian, you have to really seriously consider where you're performing these days. If it were me, I wouldn't perform in a fucking blue state on stage. Not unless I had fucking 12 bodyguards armed with shotguns pointed at the fucking crowd, okay? Because this is going to happen again and again and again and again. Watch, this could be an isolated incident. Not at all. Not if these people could get away with fucking... Guy attempted to do harm to the man, right? They arrested him and let him go. No actual real legal repercussion. Okay? Now it's fucking dangerous to be funny. Okay? When will this insanity fucking end? Can I know? Seriously. This is the left agenda. Okay? Violent fucks. All right, kids, your sports update. Well, MLB, Yankees play the Rangers tonight at 7:05. The Mets play the Phillies again in Philadelphia at 7:05 as well. So that kills two birds with one stone. So usually I give you updates on the Mets, the Yankees, and the Phillies. But now I only have to do it twice. Yankees have been having a good run, though. So I'm not really going to start commenting until after the hockey playoffs are over. And that brings me to my next thing, NHL. Rangers, unfortunately, dropped their first game against the Penguins. I think that was Tuesday night. In triple overtime, mind you. Triple overtime. The only reason why it had to go into triple overtime is because of a bullshit fucking call. The Rangers scored a goal. The refs called it interference, no goal. I didn't see no fucking interference. Okay? But anyhow, I'll digress. So the Rangers had the game won, but because of the no goal call, game was tied, went into triple overtime. I'm sitting there. watching it, and I'm starting to nod off, and I wake up just in time to see the fucking Penguins score the winning goal. That was it. I was pissed. I couldn't sleep all fucking night. So last night, they took game 2. Thank God. Rangers won at 5-2, so the series is tied. Next game is Saturday at 7 o'clock. Let's go Rangers. Hey, kids, on What the Fuck Is That? We're going to talk about travel vibrators. Okay, so I told you I'm going on the road, right? So I'm at CVS. And I'm buying, like, travel stuff. Like toothpaste. Like the little the travel thing. And I look up and I see this. Apparently, this is a travel-size vibrator. Why do you need a travel-size vibrator? Your fucking regular vibrator is too big to fit in your suitcase? It's like this big. Okay? I don't know what was more alarming. The fact that they're now selling vibrators at CVS, or that they needed to have a travel-size one in the travel section. And of course I gotta read back of it now, because I'm standing there laughing like a retard. And the CVS, they have the greeting cards on one side, and they got the travel shit on the other, and right there is the fucking travel vibrators. And they're waterproof. If you want to, have some fun in the shower. That's actually what it says on the back. For shower pleasure. Like, who needs this? Like, I better take my shower vibrator with me on my business trip. Listen, if you're a chick and you want to have a little action down there, you put on some of that Ollie deodorant, you go down to the hotel bar, you give it about 4 or 5 minutes, pick the guy that you want, take them upstairs. It's not difficult for a chick to get laid. I hate to break it to you. You take them upstairs, you fuck their brains out, and there you go. Now they have, if you go to like fucking Target, you'll see these vibrators at Target too, but not in the travel section. At least they have it like, in the fun aisle where the condoms are, and they have them in all different sizes in fucking Target. They got, the ones that double penetration. They got the one that looks like I guess it looks like a fucking rocking chair leg, so you can get both holes. They have a remote one, which that could be fucking fun. Okay. I would love to. Yeah, honey, put this in. And then you hold the remote. Like, you see, because I'm a dick. I would do it at inappropriate times. Like, you go up to the deli and you're trying to make a deli order. Like, all the, trying to hold in that cum face. Like as you walk into the supermarket. Like, that could be fucking fun. Somebody's husband's downstairs. They switch the remote. The remote to the TV doesn't work. The wife's upstairs having like convulsing like the fucking Exorcist. Do that like at a dinner party or something. Like, well, she really likes the ham. Holy shit. Okay, kids. On Right or Racist. So, in small villages throughout India, you'll find a tradition where babies are thrown from 50 feet high onto a bedsheet that's held tight for good luck. Well, that's right. These babies are dropped 50 feet and hope that it blesses them with good health, luck, courage, and lifelong strength. Imagine this shit. Look and sing. You got, there he goes. Not too lucky today. Like, what happens to the kids that miss the sheet? I guess they're not the lucky ones. All right, kids, your PSA. Now, we're getting closer and closer to June, and I'm going to have to give my verdict on, what a great job my motherfucker is doing. It doesn't look good, but I'm going to help him out here. I'm going to do him a solid. With the rising crime rate in New York, and you can directly attribute that because everybody who's acting criminally insane allegedly is homeless. And there's a big homeless problem in New York City. Homeless, crime, I got a way to fix that. See, Mayor Motherfucker's plan was to kick the homeless people out of the subway. Well, that clearly doesn't fucking work. I got a better idea. See, take a truck. And you go around, you pick up all these homeless people. And then you wash them. You know, take them to like the local fire hydrant, you know, fire department. They get the hoses out, they throw some soap on them, hose them down really good. You keep them in the basement at Madison Square Garden. And once a month, you do homeless fights. Yeah, like bum fights. I mean, I think this like gladiator style. You give them like, you know, broken bottles and garbage to fight with. And you run brackets. And each match, you have to fight to the death. Like one person has to kill another one. And then that person advances to the next round. And the next round. And listen, we can incentivize them. The winner of the bracket gets like, you know, like an apartment somewhere in the city. And they get a job in the mayor's office for like, I don't know, 30, 40 grand a year. The money that you will make, you can sell these things for like $100 a fucking ticket. Everybody's going to want to come to this. Yeah, I can have like a little midget announcer, you know, do little cartwheels and stuff. But yeah, I mean, who wouldn't want to see homeless people kill each other? Once a month, you do this in the garden. I mean, it'll be big money. It'll sell out faster than a fucking Knick game. It'll sell out faster than a fucking Ranger game. Listen, there's no sporting events after hockey's over at the Garden for a while. So you do it in between basketball and hockey season. I think this is a wonderful... Matter of fact, you can fucking do this all year long. Then you could have, like, you know, semifinals, a championship, you know, like, I mean, then you get all the champions. So you just run brackets. I think it's fucking great. And then, like, you know, maybe like 9 homeless people survive the whole fucking thing. And then they get another lease on life. They get a chance to better themselves, go into rehab, clean themselves up. They get an apartment, a job. And if they become homeless again, you scoop them right back up. You throw them right in the fucking arena again. There you go. You're welcome, Mayor Motherfucker. Stay COVID-less, kids. No mask. Don't ask. Haters can kiss my ass. And remember, who loves you, babe? It's been your Friday wrap-up, and I'll see you when I see you.